Good day, everyone. It's your girl Tara, Tara's Local Inspiration, with news you may or may not can use. Attention all unvaccinated federal employees that plan online and say that you got the vaccination when you did not. Listen up. Federal employees could face 5 years in prison if they lie about being vaccinated against COVID-19. The federal government will require employees to sign forms declaring that they've been vaccinated against COVID. If employees don't get vaccinated, they will have to mask up, get weekly testing, and be banned from travel. Lying on an attestation form is a violation of federal law that can result in 5 years in prison. The federal government will require federal employees to sign attestation forms declaring that they are vaccinated against COVID-19, officials told the Daily Beast. Knowingly lying on this kind of form is a violation of federal law and can result up to 5 years in prison and a ban on serving in the federal government. You have to sign an attestation form, and lying to the federal government is like perjury. President Biden announced on August 3rd that federal employees will be required to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or be subjected to weekly testing, a mask requirement, and be forbidden from traveling for work. So if you're a federal employee and your job requires you to travel to various cities or states, you will be banned from traveling. In other words, you will not be able to work. The government is still determining how the mandate will roll out for over 2 million employees across a variety of federal agencies. There's millions of employees and it's been 4 days, said the White House officials. Other officials say that they're still waiting for an official timeline and process from the White House. The process envisioned by White House is similar to how federal government has long collected information on its employees, where false statements on forms are a violation of federal law that can result in termination of employment. So if you're a federal employee that hasn't been vaccinated and you were planning on just signing the form just to say you've been vaccinated, don't do it. You know they can find out. Also in the news, landlords sue President Biden after he said they could not evict in areas where Delta infections are surging. Landlord and real estate groups are attempting to derail the Biden administration's latest moratorium on evictions. They argue that the CDC exceeded its own authority and cite the White House's statements on the matter. The lawsuit threatens to cast additional uncertainty for renters trying to keep their homes. The groups are citing the White House's own position in the days leading up to the new moratorium, the Biden administration, and were barred from unilaterally issuing an eviction freeze because of a Supreme Court ruling. The landlord and real estate groups are latching on to that, arguing that the CDC caved into a tidal wave of political pressure from Democrats pressing the White House to act unilaterally. The CDC appears to have acted in bad faith, the group said in a lawsuit. The new eviction moratorium is designed to protect renters in areas where community transmission rates are reaching high or substantial levels. At the moment, it covers 80% of all U.S. countries since virus cases are surging. It's set to expire on October 3rd. The lawsuit threatens to cast additional uncertainties for renters trying to stay in their homes. The Biden administration now appears to be focusing on distributing $46.5 billion in emergency rental assistance as fast as possible. Where you sign up for that at? Because I need it.
I say the rent is too damn high.
The money was set aside in past pandemic relief packages, but states and cities have struggled to get the aid to renters due to slow rollouts and documentation requirements. By the time it gets litigated, it will probably give additional time while we're getting that $45 billion out to people behind on rent, Biden said on Wednesday, conceding that the moratorium may face legal challenges. The moratorium ended because of inaction from the White House and Congress, threatening at least 6 million renters with the loss of their homes. That triggered a 5-day campaign from lawmakers like Republican Cori Bush of Missouri and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, who staged a sit-in at the steps of the Capitol demanding its renewal. House Democrats scrambled to pass a new bill after the White House punted it to them at the last minute. but their legislative push collapsed because they didn't have enough support within their own ranks. Senate Republicans were also unlikely to sign on to an extension as well. A federal judge ordered the Biden administration to respond to the lawsuit from landlords and real estate groups by Friday. And lastly in this segment, the Court of Appeals upholds Amber Guyger's murder conviction of Botham Jean. The former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger was appealing her conviction for shooting Botham Jean, who was in his own apartment, in 2018 when she entered his apartment and claimed that she thought she was in her own apartment. But the appeals court upheld her conviction. Amber Guyger can now appeal to a higher court in Texas. But for now, she remains in prison to continue serving a 10-year sentence. That concludes this segment of Tara's Local Inspirations, news you may or may not can use. Thank you for watching. Ooh, did I break the